So, SAP system landscape. Here we have three landscape architecture. As you can see from the screen, you see dev server, quality server, and production server. So this three-tier architecture is common with all software development or any software development processes, which is you will need to have a development environment, a quality environment, and a production environment. Like I used to explain to people, if you're in a food business, you would not want to mix where you are cooking with where you are serving food. You will not want an environment where you are cooking at the same time to be where you are also serving your customers food. So you want to separate this environment where you are cooking your dishes and when you are actually serving the customers food. So you want to separate this environment, not because of anything, for a lot of unforeseen circumstances that could happen, such as risk, or such as health, safety, and environment, what have you. So that's for cooking aspect. That's an example that I can use in illustrating food aspect. But for SAP, the teacher architecture, the development environment is where the consultants would develop or would structure and implement your packages, such as like finance, controlling, material management, sales and distribution, and every other modules. This is the environment where they would put one or two together to make it a whole system. When they are done, they do their testing as well at that environment and send it to quality environment using a transport request. What's it called? Transport request. So when they send it to this environment, this is a quality environment where whatever you have deployed from the development environment is being tested, checked, and verified. Then you now send it to the production environment. So it's a common practice. It's in fact the best practice to separate this environment, to have a development environment, a quality environment, and production environment. Production environment is where we said development is at go live state. That we are at go live state. So everything is flowing straight, and the users are posting, they are doing whatever they need to do, transactions and all. But at quality environment, testing is being taken place, user acceptance testing, which involves the client or the business owners. This is where that is being taken. We have different type of testing anyway. We have unit testing, we have integration testing, we have system testing, then we get to the last stage, which is user acceptance testing. So this is what I can best describe as three landscape architecture, or you call it three-tier architecture. So again, I think we have explained briefly of this, what's about SAP S4hana. Okay, let me just briefly say something here. This SAP S4hana, we have ECC. Yes, we have ECC, and ECC is the older version, which people are still using up to now. People still use ECC up to now. So ECC and SAP S4hana, the little difference among this let me call them, should I call them frameworks or environments? For example, now if we all remember, we used to have Android phone, and we still have Android phone. We used to have Symbian phones, and we used to have Java phones. So those days we used to have Java phones, we used to have Symbian phones. We now have Android, and we now have iPhone operating system and all that. iPhone. We now have iPhone and many other technologies out there now. So same as SAP. SAP has migrated, not totally. People still use ECC. SAP uses ECC, and you can best. So what I would do is to explain these two in three patterns, which is one, you can show the difference between SAP S4hana and ECC as per their database, or let me say database. ECC before now uses Oracle as their database system, but now SAP S4hana uses HANA and only works with HANA. SAP now have their own what they call it, cloud platform. They have their own. They now have their own database where their informations and what have you is saved, which is now HANA. So I think that's one example. Two, it's based on integration. I'll explain based on integration. Before now, when you're creating GLs on financial accounting and you are integrating FI and CO together, I think when you create GL at the FI point of view, FI point of view, you also create similar GL at the controlling part of view. But with SAP S4hana, the moment you are creating your GLs at the FI, it flows directly to the controlling management as a cost element. So these are major differences that I can point out now. There are other differences that maybe I may not recall for now, but there are also differences. There are other differences, and there are similarities too. And let me also explain based on their visualization, like visual appealing. For visual appealing, if you look at, I remember some persons, I'm sure some persons might have used Windows 7 before, Windows 10 and Windows 11 now. They have different visual appealing, and I'm sure that many would agree that with Windows 10, it's more visual appealing compared to Windows 7. That's what I can use to best describe ECC and S4hana in terms of visualization. The visualization is quietly different. That's on SAP S4hana, things about SAP S4hana. So we have deployment, S4hana deployment options. We have on-premise, we have on cloud, and we have hybrid. So on-premise is more like you have your that server room in-house. You have your server room in-house. You have your, so you maintain your server room by putting AC, by making sure that lights, electricity is there often time, and all those things. So these are on-premise. If you read this theory, it said on-premise deployment encompasses traditional in-house IT infrastructure model. This deployment model describes an instance of SAP S4hana that is physically hosted on customer property. That's on-premise. On-premise is simply that you have your SAP technology, and as well you have your server room, your database environment, which is which you are using to support the infrastructure or the the technology. You have it in your environment. That's what just on-premises means. I will just use that to explain that. On cloud we have private cloud and we have public cloud as well. On cloud, SAP now offers cloud services to customers. So we have public and we have private. Public is more like every other customers who are also rendering or using the service of SAP S4hana. Your instance will be kept on that alongside other customers. Not that they will embed them together, no, but it will be on a public, like on a, yeah, so alongside each other. So but private means that you are having a private environment. So you are your cloud version is a private cloud kind of. So they are keeping your record on a private environment that will be strictly to you. That's not to say the public is exposed. No, that is not to say the public is exposed to anybody to access. No, it is still can only be accessed by the customer alone. Hybrid is more like in the middle, which is either you are on premise or you are cloud. So some places are in the middle. They are offering or using the services of premises and of premise and the cloud. That talks about the hybrid. The second one is in-memory computing. In-memory computing, this simply is how SAP stores its data and how you can easily access SAP information. So with SAP S4hana, it's more faster, easier, and very smooth. And I can't really say much on this, but I think if I'm to buttress, it's really like I'm exaggerating, but SAP S4hana technology is the best as it is today. Because of real-time analytics, quicker access to information, leading to improved capability and all. So simplified data model, yes, SAP S4hana has a way of simplifying their model, which is their data model. Real-time analytics, yes, SAP S4hana has a real-time analytics what they call functionality. In fact, they have a module called SAP CS something, if I'm correct, maybe SACS or something. It's used for analytics. Modern user experience, yes, they are using functionality of modern user experience such that users will have a quite user-friendly environment. They are making their views to be more appealing so that users can find ease with with the use of the environment rather. So integrated process, yes, SAP as a way of integrating with other technology. For example, now some people SAP can integrate with bank technologies, so that if you want to make payments, instead of sending a request to the bank, you integrate your SAP system with maybe API or using CPI, which is cloud platform integration, to integrate to your Slack. We have different integration functionality, so we can integrate SAP with other technologies. Yeah, we can. SAP has that functionality. So let me quickly talk about advanced technology integration. Yes, SAP can also integrate with artificial intelligence and every other ones, blockchains and others. Then we talk about Fiori Launchpad. Yeah, Fiori Launchpad is another SAP package or software. If you go to your Google Play Store or App Store, you can easily look at Fiori Launchpad. Fiori on that, there is an app. It's an app actually. So the GUI, graphical user interface, uses T code, and you can also navigate to respective place you want. But the Fiori Launchpad has tiles. It uses tiles. It's more like an app. It's just like an app actually. In fact, it's an app more appealing to users and all. Let me see. This is an environment how Fiori can be accessed through browser. I think this is a browser. This is a browser. This Fiori on a browser. So these are tiles. And we have group tile. So navigating within Fiori, this is just showing how we can navigate. Like I said, Fiori is just like every other applications that you can sign out, you can change the color, you can change many things. So personalization settings, so you can also do some sort of personalization, just like every other app. You can change it to dark and light mode and all that. So you can also search for things on Fiori. Yes, you can search for things that you think you need to search for. You can search for some certain business transactions. For example, if you want to do journal to journal, you can always type journal, and everything that involves journal will come up. So ARP system-wide concept. So we have customized organization data, master data, transaction. I think all this will be best. We'll be explaining it as we continue. So we have enterprise organization structure. So based on what we'll be discussing later on, we'll be talking about clients in proper, which we'll talk about enterprise structure, financial global setting, general ledger, account payable, account receivable, asset accounting, cost center, profit center, internal order, product costing, and profitability analysis. We'll just say little of all these things because this is basically an end user training. So we'll just talk about them in brief. So enterprise structure, here we have clients, company code, business area, and functional area. Okay, what is client? Client is simply, for example, I'll just use this analogy or illustration to explain. Like I said, we have 3-tier architecture. So most likely, client is one of the highest hierarchy or structure of a system where all your development and whatever you're doing is stored on. So for clients, most time we use client 100 to decode development environment, and we use clients maybe 300 or 800 as our production environment. So client is more like you can best understand it with saying that it's an architecture. So clients, you can separate clients to be development, quality, and production. So you can have those separate clients. So a company is just like every other definition for company. Company is the smallest organization, what have you. So that's just what company means. Company code is a 3 or you say 4 alphanumeric keyword used to decode to hold the information about a company and every other development and production or every other development being done in the system to hold that company code. So business area are more like they are more like outlets or second or third outlet or different outlets embedded to your company. For example, if your business is hosted in maybe or in Lagos, you can have another business location in maybe Abuja, Kaduna, Sokoto, Katsina, and all. So these are business areas. You can use this to decode business area. There are also 3 or 4 alphanumeric that you can use in decoding this business area. Functional area are more like department, like finance department, account department, sales department, marketing department, human resource department. These are just what functional area means. So you have controlling. Controlling is more like an extension to control management that is embedded to the So the client is an ordinary legal entity. These are theories which you can always read. I'll share these documents, so you can always read these documents. So thank you for being attentive. Thank you for following me, and thank you for having little understanding of what I'm explaining. Thank you.